But we're going to get rolling here. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Derrick Maines, and I have been a CEO and COO, a founder, a mentor, a coach, a consultant for about 25 years. I've worked with over 100 companies, everything from two of the largest companies in the world on through Main Street entrepreneurs, tech companies, have a pretty broad range of experience in operating companies, turning around companies, and setting up systems for companies to scale and grow. From that, I've really created an approach and a methodology on how to approach your business. And one of the things that I've learned through my time of working with so many different companies is that successful companies all tend to have one thing that is in common, and that is that they have an operating system. They have a methodology or an approach on how they manage their business. And it's known by everybody in the organization. But the reality is smaller companies tend not to have that. So I've created my own over the course of time, and I'm excited to share that with you and see how you can apply it to your business. So it consists of three things: accountability, displayed measurement, and process analysis. And again, this is a methodology that allows you to manage any business, anything, a business, a nonprofit, a multi-level marketing company, a Hallmark store, a franchise. It really is applicable to all of those different things. And it's really based upon these three core principles that, when used together, are very symbiotic and dependent upon each other. The interesting thing that I've found is that companies that succeed might not have all three of these things in place, but they usually have one or two. But the companies that struggle tend to struggle with all three of these things. So let me walk you through each one of these. Accountability. Accountability is this external force that manages on your behalf when you're not present. The way I like to explain accountability is this. There is a secret weapon out there, this amazing executive that works 24/7, 365, that always knows the right answers. And she's available to you for absolutely 100%, no cost, free to use at any moment in time. And she's called accountability. By implementing accountability in your business, you create this force that manages for you. It drives people forward. It helps obtain success, and it becomes the boss in some senses. That is great, because if you're working a whole lot and you're managing all these aspects of your business, accountability can become this manager for you and do it on your behalf. The second one is measurement. Look, we all measure certain things. We measure margin, we measure revenue, we measure these top line things, but most of those, we don't really get the true picture until after the game is already over, till after the month is complete. We don't really know how we did. So the benefit of displayed measurement is we try to work in your business and create a scoreboard, a way that every week, every month, every day, even every hour, if possible, your people can look up and they can see the score, and they know how they're performing, and they know if they're winning or not, right? They know that the actions that they need to take to affect the outcome. The last one of these is process analysis. The 7 most expensive words in business, if we've always done it this way. I like to say that if you aren't actively managing to a written process, then in the void of not having a written process, a process is forming, and it's probably the most behemoth, obese process that can possibly create in that void, and it's sucking up resources. So what we like to do is analyze our processes and get very granular with that. Look at every single step that our people and ourselves are taking on a daily basis, write those things down, and then look at them and make sure that they absolutely make sense. I have seen in my experience, sometimes a process, we can remove 50 to 75% of the steps in that process by just changing the way that the inputs come in, or the expectations on our people, or we can add a little piece of software or a little tool in there that helps refine that process and make it much, much more efficient. Many times you'll hear people say, oh, I just need more people in that department. A lot of times that's a process problem. That's not a people problem, it's a process problem. So we help you define those things and dial them in through AMP. So why AMP? Well, the reality is that once you have these three fundamentals in place, you are in line with great organizations around the world that operate this way. These are the fundamentals of management that every organization can succeed based upon. This is that foundation. So what do we resolve? Well, If you're in a situation where there's a complaint and a blame game happening in your business, or you just are constantly having excuses from yourself and from your people, oh, if we just had more money, or if the market conditions were better, or if Obama was still in office, or if Trump was in there, all of these things, hoping and praying for results, or just a lack of clarity on the responsibilities that the people have inside the organization. If you have any of those things, we can help resolve them. So now that I've told you a little bit about what AMP is, I'm going to give you the opportunity to learn how to implement this process for yourself. Now, the reality is what you can expect from going through the AMP system. You can expect to streamline your operations and lower your costs. You can expect to learn how to take small actions and turn them into very large strategic impacts. You'll meet some great people that are really dedicated to your success, and you're going to create engaged employees, people who are thinking like an owner. And finally, you're going to amplify your impact at a fraction of the cost of a traditional consultant. If anybody out there has ever seen what consultants cost, I am one, so I know. Listen, I don't really work with many businesses for under about $5,000 a month. It's just not feasible for me to do that. So how does AMP work? Well, what we do is we have this methodology that we've talked about that we teach you through 3 5-hour workshops that extend out over a 3-month period. So May, you show up for a 5-hour workshop. June, you show up for a 5-hour workshop. July, you show up for a 5-hour workshop. We call each of these groups a cohort. And at the end of every class, you have this opportunity to then work with a working group of like-minded peers like yourself on implementing this in your business. So I want to make sure that you understand that this is not just another seminar or self-help book. This is a practical application that we are going to implement in your business in order for you to see results. So how does it work? Again, we use these cohorts. We have one that starts in May. We have another one that starts in June. The great thing about us actually having multiple ones going at the same time, let's just say, for instance, you were interested in the May cohort, but you know that you're going to be on vacation July 13th. That's okay. You can make up that class in one of the other cohorts. The goal is we'd love to see you go through it, AMP, Accountability, Measurement, and Process Analysis, but you can go through it in any way. These are standalone courses, and you'll learn the lessons and be able to apply them to your business. So what do you get for the money? And we haven't talked about the money yet, but let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get 15 hours of live training via these 3 sessions. We're going to include your lunch in that. We're going to include any snacks or drinks while you're attending these sessions, and all the materials. In addition to just that 5-hour session each month, though, we have a weekly conference call that we all jump on, and we reiterate major points of the lesson from that week, and we review techniques on implementation. So you're going to get that support mechanism and structure every week while you're in the program that's going to help you to implement these things. And then finally, each month, you and I will jump on a call for 30 minutes and talk about the specifics of your business, specific situations and things that you have going on that I can help you dial in the AMP system to work for you.